I've been doing this kind of facilitation work, not virtual, obviously, but facilitating executives and groups with the topics of strategic execution, strategy formulation, change management, and leading for innovation since I got out of business school in 1995. And that has evolved, of course, over this now 25 years. And, as I've gotten farther and farther into my career, I've found that I've done more of sort of this kind of facilitation and less of the more traditional in-person facilitation or in-person consulting that I used to do. So I think that sort of the stage was set, not necessarily for a happy reason with the pandemic, but the stage was set to get me ready to write the book. The book is, as the title says, 72 Easy Tricks, and I want to really emphasize the easy part because I set out to write a book that wasn't necessarily for professional facilitators, but for people who just have to lead meetings a lot as part of their regular job. And so these are things that can be done in any platform, whether they're using Zoom or WebEx or Microsoft Teams or BlueJeans or whatever conference platform they're using. These are tricks that will work in any of those platforms because they all have some common functionality. And it's just set out very pragmatically. Here's what you do, here's why you do it. And it's organized from the standpoint of what you as a meeting leader want to accomplish. So you can go right to the section you want and figure out, what are some quick things that I can do to make the meeting more engaging in that space. For me, the biggest learning is how we just have to accept that each of us are doing the best we can, that we're all at home, we're all working hard, we're all juggling multiple things. Some of us have kids at home, some of us have dogs and cats at home, some of us have who knows what at home. And you've got the mowers outside, and you've got all the things that are happening around you. And we all just have to support each other, acknowledge that that is everyone's reality, and in a way, further embrace all of our humanness, even though we're more distance from each other than we've ever been before. But in a lot of ways, I find that these meetings are better because we're able to see more of each other and to understand each other better. We have a client that does a lot of medical work, and sometimes people were literally participating, in their scrubs while they're going down the hall. They're having to cram in this kind of work, over the course of their day. And it was so inspiring to me to see people, in the hospital, with the funny scrub hat on, and then sometimes even wearing the mask and still showing up. I mean, I think it's, we're seeing much more of each other, sometimes good, sometimes bad, than we've ever seen before. And I think it should help us all accept each other a little better. The great thing about the business simulations that IE does, especially, I think, is that it is literally a way for participants to do all the things we say are important in virtual delivery. They've got their hands on something and they're typing. They're talking to each other and solving problems together in teams. So they are literally practicing the things that we're teaching. And the simulations just lend themselves perfectly to working online. And I think we're really fortunate to have that available to us. My favorite is one of the early tips, and it's called the sneaky participant onboarding. And what I tell people to do in the book is, if you're going to use a technique, if you're going to use like the chat functionality in a certain way, if you're going to do like a chat cascade, if you're going to use the annotation, quick and dirty poll, you give them a few minutes at the very beginning of the call with a low pressure way to actually practice that thing. So, as people are coming into the call, you have a slide up. It tells them exactly how to do the chat cascade or how to do the online action. But nobody's feeling under pressure because it's not a real question that has to do with the content of the meeting. It's just something fun, and it feels like an icebreaker to them. But they're actually learning how to do the mechanic in Zoom or WebEx or whatever. at the same time. So you're doing a little sneaky training without them even knowing it.